have here the Canon XF605. It's a single lens camera. I'm about to shoot a little bit of the Stones River. My first camera was a single lens camera, much like the Canon XF605. I have a special place in my heart for a single lens camera. This little camera might surprise you. I'm going to shoot a little bit of this and we'll talk about it as we go. The Canon XF605 fits right in between Canon's XF405 and XF705. Some of my favorite features are the built-in 15 times optical stabilized zoom, the 1-inch sensor, and the dual pixel CMOS autofocus that is just absolutely incredible. But another thing this little camera has is all the broadcast recording features that you might not find in the R5, like pre-recorded. Obviously, a lot of cameras have slow and fast function, but pre-record, we record 3 to 5 seconds, and some cameras 10 seconds. It's really critical for broadcast. Say you are shooting nature, as I am right now. In some situations, you want the camera to work for you by continuously recording the first 5 seconds before you hit record. So when a bird, or a deer in this case, walks into frame, you hit record, you have 5 seconds prior to you actually hitting that record button. The only thing I've also noticed with this camera is the LCD screen's decent. It's not super bright, it's not super dark, it's clear, and in low light, it's really good. When I open the LCD touchscreen, you can see how dark it is in bright southern sun. But you would be surprised that while this camera has a small viewfinder, it is bright. One of my favorite things to shoot is here on the Greenway in Nashville. It's a pretty place. We have this beautiful boardwalk for about half a mile. It's right on the Stones River, which leads into the Cumberland, which is, if you've ever seen a picture of Nashville, it goes right in front of the city. And it's beautiful, a lot of nature, a lot of beautiful shots. And right now I'm shooting a very contrasty scene. I want to see how this camera handles a lot of highlights and shadows. Right now I'm in a bit of a camera situation that I think is going to be interesting to note. I'm shooting Canon C-Log3, and I have ISO, I've said ISO, or the lowest gain in that setting, which is 500 ISO. And I have 1/64th strength ND, which is the strongest ND that the camera provides. And I'm at f11. I have closed all the way down. And I cannot get the exposure low enough for what I want to shoot. In C-Log3, the lowest ISO is 500. In other color profiles, Canon allows users to drop their ISO for the depth of field they want. The defining standout feature, at least to me, is the Canon XF605's dual pixel autofocus. It is absolutely brilliant. In this scene, my daughter, Avedon, is playing with her vintage little people, and you can see everything is in focus the way it should be. Even the cat.
No broken bone.
In slow quick mode, you lose the dual pixel CMOS autofocus for face and eye recognition, but object tracking and focus work nearly as well. The XF605 can record up to 120 frames per second in Full HD or 60p in 4K. Both nice features to see in a single lens camcorder like this. All in, Canon made a wonderfully capable camera with the XF605. I found the 4K to be easy to capture, the image type of wonderful Canon color. Dual pixel autofocus is a blessing to have in any camera, and even more so in a single lens camcorder. I think users should feel confident to take the XF605 anywhere because all the features you might need are at your fingertips.